Good morning, friends. It is Monday, June 17th. So I hit my third trimester on Saturday. So I'm 28 weeks pregnant today. And I honestly can't believe it because it's just this weird feeling because I feel like there's so much longer to go, but I also feel like I've been pregnant for so long. So we found out on Christmas Day when I took a pregnancy test that I was pregnant, and thinking about how long ago Christmas was is really far, but we only have just a couple of months until this baby gets here. So this is what I look like today. My stomach is getting bigger, but even bigger than that, my legs, my whole, from my ribs down to my knees, are just growing rapidly. I bought these maternity jeans at H&M maybe a few months ago, and they're already hard to put on even after, you know, not washing them for a couple of days. You know how jeans like stretch? That's not really happening anymore. The changes in body and weight gain have been kind of challenging for me because I'm extra hungry and I'm eating more, and it's not because I'm being bad for once, it's because I'm growing a human being. So it's hard to decipher like what is just an actual craving versus like what does my body need. And last time I went to the doctor's appointment, I was up 11 pounds, and I feel like then I had 16 to go, 16 pounds more to gain for like what they wanted me to gain. And to do that within 3 months sounds really scary to me, and it'll never feel not scary even though I'm creating a miracle and this and that. So I'm interested to see what my weight is when I step on the scale, because I feel like I really did gain maybe like 8 or 10 more pounds. Maybe it's not that much, but I don't know. The other thing that might throw my weight off is that today I have my gestational diabetes test. So I'm gonna go in, get my checkup, and then I'm going to drink that orange liquid that has 75 grams of sugar in it, get my blood sugar tested to see that if I need more testing. Hopefully I don't. I don't think I have any blood sugar issues, but I know that like what you do and all of your history doesn't really have much to do with what happens when you're pregnant. I know it could just be like something your body does. So I have to fast before that. So I'm actually going to breakfast with a friend in a couple of hours. So I'm gonna eat kind of a big meal for breakfast and then not eat again until 2 o'clock. So I'm not sure if that's gonna affect my weight in any way. But either way, the third trimester is when a lot of the brain development happens. So if I really am going to make a push to start eating more nutrient dense foods, now is the time, especially like higher fat, like higher quality fat, so that this boy's brain is pretty solid, just like his dad's that can do a lot of math. I can't do that. Today is the exciting tri-weekly, or in this case, monthly day where we get our house cleaners to come and just do a deep clean of the house. So obviously we keep up with it as much as we can. We're not complete slobs yet, but things like cleaning the bathroom counters, cleaning the toilets and like the bathroom floors, deep cleaning the counters don't always happen, or like, you know, stuff like this, like cleaning the fridge, like the prints and stuff on the fridge. We don't do that stuff. We used to do that stuff and we used to hate it. We used to make sure that we waited for a day off that we had together and then spend 3 to 4 hours deep cleaning the house, until we realized that we're adults that make money and it would be much easier to outsource that task to keep us happy. And we have cleaners that come in every 3 weeks or so. Costs us about $100, and they come in and just kind of clean all the surfaces, vacuum, mop the floor, clean all the bathrooms. We only have them do downstairs because upstairs there's nobody living up there. It's just us in the office, and so it just works out better for us to have the downstairs clean. But it has saved us so much mental anguish that it's completely worth it. So if it's something that you think that you have to make a lot of money for, or you think that only like rich people can afford, that's absolutely not true. We found ours on thumbtack.com. which is probably in every area, and $100 every 3 weeks to save us that mental energy, and also to walk into a clean house and not have to worry about doing it is golden. At least for us, that's our thing. All right, I had just enough time this morning to edit our Battleship New Jersey video, so that will be out obviously by the time you see this, and it feels good to get one of these videos done. Sometimes they just like stay in the queue for a long time. Miko, are you mad at me, buddy, for leaving you upstairs? Are you mad at me? Come on. You wanna go downstairs? Come on. I know. Come on, let's go. Come on. Let's go. Good boy. All right, so the house is all wiped down and gorgeous, vacuumed, and beautiful. I can't say it enough how valuable of a service just having some good old house cleaning and investing in it is. All right, so I wanted to give you guys an update about after I drank the glucose solution at the doctor's office. My day got pretty traumatic from thereafter. And one of the reasons was because I found out that that specific test was not to diagnose me with gestational diabetes. It was simply a screening test so that I can find out whether I need the 3-hour test, which will determine if I have gestational diabetes. So I'm praying that I get a call, or maybe no call, that everything was fine and that I don't have to take a 3-hour test, because I'm not one that has never had 50 grams of sugar before in one sitting, but it's usually with, you know, fat and protein where it slows down the absorption. I basically had to sit in the doctor's office for an hour, not drink any water, and have this terrible heartburn, and it really just like made me feel like garbage. But that was only garbage number one. What also made me feel like garbage was my weight. And I know I've talked about this a few minutes ago in the video, but I weighed myself right before I went to the doctor's office on my home scale and saw that I was up about 7 pounds from what I was weighed at last month, which was kind of alarming to me, but kind of not. I knew that because we took a trip that was a week long, and we basically had whatever we wanted. There was a lot of junk food involved, a lot of sweets, and I've just been less active, and I have been working from home a lot more because it's so hot out that it's not good for me to be out in the heat during pregnancy, and my clothes are starting to not fit anymore, and I kind of feel gross, and I just feel it happening, and I see it happening. And it wasn't a surprise when the doctor mentioned that I was gaining weight too fast this month. So I know my doctor, and I'm sure all doctors, have trouble telling women that they need to slow down their weight gain, and you can tell that when he told this to me that, you know, it's not an easy subject for him. But basically, if I keep going at this rate, then I will be very overweight for my target. So you can look at that and say, well, screw him, like, this is my pregnancy, I should be able to relax and eat what I want, because it's really hard hearing that you need to not lose weight, but curb your weight gain as a woman, no matter what the situation. But he's not telling me this because he thinks I look bad, or he thinks that I should shed for summer season or whatever. He's telling me this because if I continue on this trajectory, then I'm going to be an unhealthy person, and I have the risk of making my baby unhealthy and too big. And there's a lot of complications with that. So when I'm told this, it stings and it hurts, but it's definitely something that I need to hear, because I have taken a little break. There have been times where I've used the fact that I'm pregnant as an excuse to eat whatever I want. I've been less active, and as much as it sucks to hear, I needed to hear that to kind of kick myself back into gear. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think we shame doctors or the anti-diet culture for like shaming us into thinking that we aren't allowed to feel more comfortable in our own skin, and that is not the case, especially with pregnancy. I gained too much weight. I've been told to like curb that, and that's what I'm going to do. So I had my traumatic crying moment about it. Poor Mike was like, didn't know what to say, and I wouldn't know what to say if somebody said that to him either. It's just a fact of life. So I'm just going to do what I know what works for me, and that's just like clean up things and really think about why I'm eating something and get back into activity. I felt so much better when I was doing that, and you know, the insomnia that I have with pregnancy right now is so real that it's keeping me just drowsy and awful all day, but I can't use these things as an excuse. Like, this is the home stretch, and I'm gonna do better. And it's not because I feel like I need to fit into a swimsuit. It's because I have my health and my child's health on the line. So maybe some of my more future videos will be about how I'm handling this and kind of what happens next month. I know that a lot of women go through this, but not a lot of women talk about it because they're afraid to talk about like curbing their weight or even losing weight during pregnancy. But sometimes it's necessary depending on the person, and you know, obviously you have to talk to your doctor and get whatever advice you need for you. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I just wanted to update you guys on that, and I wanted to point out how I'm feeling at this stage and how this is really hard. Like, just watching my body change, no matter if I'm on track or not, is really hard. And I imagine that it's going to be hard afterwards too. And I have to work on my mindset now about it and lay the groundwork now. And this is a perfect opportunity for it. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel if you like our content, and I'll see you next time. I'm gonna go walk.